That's why I'm going to take you back to 2015 when the journey of how they are going to kill us started. I mean, that phone call. Remember that famous phone call that gave us all the pictures of what is now happening today? I'll do this as a reminder. If you have time, sit back and enjoy it.
It was Rocha State, Imo State, that they started saying that.
Alaji, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Kule. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Honestly, I accept your congratulations, even though I'm PDP. Because I remember one time when the fighting in Borno, when our people were being killed left and right. Then
What is it, Alaji?
I said, do you remember one time when our people were being killed in Borno State, left and right, Bauchi, Gombe, everywhere in the north?
Of course.
I remember you were saying that was there any Southerner among us? We were the one killing ourselves. I always remember this statement, Mr. Kule. But look at this today now. Today our brother is in charge, and I'm sure he made it clear to the world. The first thing he said was that he was moving the command of Nigerian army to Maiduguri until when Boko Haram is over. So if not your brother as a president, who will do it for you? But we could have done it to anybody in Nigeria. But you can see that some people refuse to do it for us. So really, really, today I understand why we have to have the presidency, honestly.
It's not like
No, it's like that, Kule. Kule is like that. Because how can anybody convince us that some miscreants cannot be dealt with by Nigerian army? Why can't we believe it was deliberately left? Even if there is no involvement of government hand in it, why can't we believe that it was deliberate? Let them kill themselves. Well, it has come out even very clear, because it was at a point in our campaign, they were saying that by the killings of Boko Haram, there will be no population again. In fact, let me tell you why the North insisted that Jonathan has to go, because we had the plan that if Jonathan continues, the same problem will happen in Kano, the same problem will happen in Sokoto, the same problem will happen in Jos and Ebro until when our population is depleted. No. We have had a wonderful experience, honestly.
In order to avoid the problem, that's why I said the people.
So whether he accepted or not, the North was clear voting now. What could he have done?
Remember what Babangida did for us?
Babangida, you see, what happened was, even when Babangida did it, you understand? Do you get me? The bulk of the population that voted was from the North. And Rimi said it. Since Babangida was in Abuja, Governor Rimi of Kano State, then, former governor of Kano State, he said, if there's Siwa in Abiola in Lagos, Abiola Babangida will have said it is Yoruba that did it. So Abiola should fly to Kano, they will swear him as president, and they'll stand their ground. Before we know, they rallied around Abiola, they said, don't go to North, if you go, they will kill you. Not so happened. Do you understand?
No.
So, but I'm coming now. So Babangida got the...
Abacha that incarcerated him for many years.
I'm coming now. I'm coming. Before we are talking about the cancellation now, the cancellation of the elections. And two, didn't you not see that even from the West, there were people who supported there are big men who joined in the cancellation of the elections. But whatever it is, at that time, it was nobody was killing the Yorubas left and right. Babangida was virtually betraying everybody and today have you not seen him on TV? Have you not seen how he was looking? Is God not wonderful? Did you not see Babangida? Even though I have promised as from today, so long as he's my brother from the North, even if he's eating everybody in Nigeria fresh, you come out with Nigerian man leg eating, I will not say it's bad again. Because I have learned how to support my people from what I have seen with Igbos and some people in Nigeria with Jonathan.
Man, you must thank God for Yoruba. Yoruba supported Buhari, otherwise we don't have come.
No, I'm coming, please. I'm coming. Let me tell you one part. I'm coming. Listen to me, Kule. A section of Yoruba supported Buhari. Listen to me, please. Let us make this clear. You understand? We are all politicians.
Yes.
The Tinebus, since 1960s, since the Oyibo left the country, Yoruba was told one word. We are first Yorubas. You are first Yoruba before you are a Muslim, you are a Christian or Nigerian.
Yes.
So or not so?
Yeah, you are right.
Abi? Okay.
Yes, you are right.
Now, all along, a Yoruba man, whoever he is, whether Muslim or Christian, preferred anybody in this house to rule him than a Hausa man from the north. That's the truth about it. So, fortunately, I'm coming, sir. Let me land. Fortunately, the center is controlled by non-Muslim, non-Northerners. Are you getting me? And Jonathan, fortunately for the North, Jonathan decided to use religion and slice the Yorubas to the extent, for the first time, Yorubas were divided religiously. To the extent Muslims Yorubas stood their ground and said they were not supporting Jonathan. They even refused to attend the meetings of the Jonathan. The papers are there, their statements are there in the papers. So or not so, sir?
No, I like this.
Read it, it's there. That's the truth. It's there. Even when he went, there were some few Muslim leaders who met Jonathan. The Supreme Council of Islam of Western Nigeria or Yoruba land came out clearly and said no, they disagreed. Do you get me? We know the population of Yoruba, close to 80%, or let's say close to 60% are Muslim. This man constituted a national conference. This is the Yorubas that were saying it. We read it and we had them saying it. So that succeeded in dividing the Yoruba themselves. Now, two, the humiliation, whatever they did to us, our own was that let them kill us and reduce our population. But at least they still know that we are significant politically and they allowed us to maintain some position. But in the case of Yorubas, they were sliced out of the whole system. So or not so?
So or no so. There is more to reveal. There is more. But there's something I want to call your attention to. You remember when he said, especially what we have seen with the Igbos, in quote, and others. The others is referring to us, the Yorubas. We've never, ever been in their trust book. We are just saying, they see the Yorubas as the ally in crime. Do you get what I mean? Oh, we'll give you something. You're our ally, which we will work with you. We don't trust you, right? We don't really trust you, even though we are in the same country. But you know what? We can still relate with you. But we'll deal with all of you when the time comes. There is more. There is more. And I don't think you are tired hearing that. This is the other part.
Fortunately for the North, Jonathan decided to use religion and slice the Yorubas to the extent, for the first time, Yorubas were divided religiously. To the extent Muslims Yorubas stood their ground and said they were not supporting Jonathan. They even refused to attend the meetings of the Jonathan. The papers are there, their statements are there in the papers. So or not so, sir?
No, I like this.
Read it, it's there. That's the truth. It's there. Even when he went, there were some few Muslim leaders who met Jonathan. The Supreme Council of Islam of Western Nigeria or Yoruba land came out clearly and said no, they disagreed. Do you get me? We know the population of Yoruba, close to 80%, or let's say close to 60% are Muslim. This man constituted a national conference. This is the Yorubas that were saying it. We read it and we had them saying it. So that succeeded in dividing the Yoruba themselves. Now, two, the humiliation, whatever they did to us, our own was that let them kill us and reduce our population. But at least they still know that we are significant politically and they allowed us to maintain some position. But in the case of Yorubas, they were sliced out of the whole system. So or not so? That was how Tinubu and
the issue of Boko Haram, if we have to talk about Boko Haram, it's not from the south now.
I am coming now. Let me forget about Boko Haram now. We brought about the Yoruba politics. Now, Tinubu and the Yorubas generally carried what happened to them and went to Kaduna and met them in Kaduna and begged them that we have to put our head together. Look, sir, let me tell you the truth and find out. At a point, the Yoruba, being humiliated under Jonathan, were even considering to cut off and put their Oduduwa Republic. But they realized if they do that, the Igbos were completely in charge of finance, civil service, security, and everything. If they dare do that,
now East and the North, they enjoy
exactly. I'm coming now. The Yorubas now.
You didn't benefit at all.
I'm coming, yes. The Yoruba, at a point, the Yoruba intelligence, at a point, realized that if they cut off, the Igbos will finish them. If they stay as it is and Igbo continue ruling, they will be completely finished. Before Jonathan, significant part of the economy, who are the accountants, are Yorubas. Who are the judiciary and lawyers are Yorubas? Who are the civil service are Yorubas? Today you can't find any one of them. So or not so? So that's why the Yorubas say, even if we want to leave this country, we must get this power out of the hand of the Igbos and reposition ourselves.
The Northerners really benefited from that, Jonathan. Too much, Alaji.
Hey,
we have the calculations of the government.
We agree. What can he do? He must now. He must. He wouldn't do to us that. He must. He knows that we can do it. He must deal with us. So that was why the Yoruba said no. Whatever it is. So, but what I assure you,
let's keep on praying for President
Buhari. Oga, we have learned our lesson.
We have been in our area here now. They be praying for him.
We have learned our lesson. Kule.
We pray for the prophet because and even our prophet.
No, to tell you the truth, the northern people, notwithstanding the presidency, honestly, the trust at least of the southeast is finished. And I assure you too, in Yoruba land, listen to me, I am coming. I am coming.
Really helped Northerners in 1979.
I am coming, please.
They helped Shagari.
Listen to me, not that they help themselves, gentlemen, please. We don't need anybody in this country. They help themselves. Let me ask you a question, sir. Let me ask you a question. Between cars, industries, and human beings, who are more in number?
I do not know now.
Not number. I'm not talking of population. I'm talking of economy now. I'm talking of cars, the motors that we drive.
Yes.
And industries that we have.
Yes.
If you put them on one part and you put human being on the other part, who are more in number?
Cars are more.
Cars are more than human beings?
Human being.
Good. Two, if you put fuel and food by the side, which one is consumed more?
It's food now.
Good. And we have food. So Igbos are actually helping themselves. Let me tell you, even in Yoruba land, let me tell you what they will do to Igbo this time. What Oba of Lagos said that we are pushing them to the ocean. Most of this market that are banning in Lagos, look at it, they are Igbo dominated markets. You get me? In fact, some Yorubas were telling me when I was in Lagos last weekend that it is we, the Northerners, when we are in charge of Lagos as federal capital, that open room for Igbos to come and dominate them. And it's over now. And it's over. All the businesses Igbos are doing, we are going to bring it and do it. Do you get me? Fashola for the past 5 years have refused to approve any industry, especially pharmaceutical, to Igbo people. Find out.
You are right. I get you. Are right.
Do you get me?
Right.
So the Yorubas in these 4 years, that's what we are telling ourselves. If we in the north want to be useless again, let us be. But the Yoruba people in the 4 years, they want to control their land completely. That's why Buhari have to sign that Lagos is going to be given special status. We are going to have a kind of semi-regional system. Lagos is going to have special status. It means nobody again will control Lagos. The indigenes of Lagos are the ones that are going to control Lagos. They can form land policies. Do you get me? They may decide to say, you as a Yoruba man in Lagos, you will pay 5,000 naira per annum for a land as tenant rent. Me as a Hausa man, I will pay 10,000 naira. Igbo man will pay 1 million naira. This is why they are heading for. Do you get me? So now, unfortunately, again, the attitude of the Igbos have made the illiterate Northerners who have not gone to school to realize now. I say they are powerful. They are the one who get these people land to stay. They are the one who give them food by the power of God. They are the one who accommodated them by the power of God. Do you get me?
I'm so sorry. I'm watching like you. Because as you are listening, I'm listening too. And I'm just picking my key point from what they are saying. That's just a refresher, just to refresh your mind, to have the idea of the caliber of people who are in charge of Nigeria. When they have conversation, what do they talk about? So if Bukwari comes and he says, I had that there will be no way for Biafrans to go because they are a dot in a circle. That's how they converse. This is why anytime they discuss about, people are going to protest, they're just like, protest? Come on, speak to them in the language they understand. Shoot them and kill them. This is how they talk. And it's so sad that some of you, so many of us, you will put these criminals, you will hold them in at their face value by thinking somehow they are speaking for you. And when I say, if people are fighting for you, shouldn't you be seeing the results? If someone says, I'm doing everything to protect you, should you still see students, or should you still see people being kidnapped, killed? That means they're not doing nothing. Because that is not what they discuss whenever they are together. I agree with some of you who said it's not that Ibikunle Amosun was agreeing with him completely, right? It was pretty much like just listening, then giving some approval. And whenever he tries to make what do you call it? Make a statement or to try to correct something Shetima was saying, right? Shetima will quickly say, listen to me, and he will listen to him. And then when he was like giggling, like, it was pretty much like, I understand. But that's just to tell you. But if you look at the context, if you look at the arrogance and the tone, if you look at the command and the way he speaks, the authority and all of that in his voice and the rest, that just gives you an idea of what is going on today. This was about 5 years ago conversation. Shetima was governor from Borno. Ibikunle Amosun was governor from Ogun State. I get another part. I think this is the concluding part.
It was Rocha State, Imo State, that they started saying that Hausa people must have ID card to live in that state.
Yes.
Can you hear me? They say Hausa people must have ID card to live in state.
Yes.
Until when we mobilize our people here and say, okay, in that case, all Southerners must live north. Then Jonathan now realized that there was something going on. You say, no, these things have to stop. So are we mad? Do you get me? Count every 5 shops in this north. 4 shops are owned by Igbos. What is Igbo's contribution in the economy? It's not trade, and fraudulent trade for that matter, including you. Igbo have cheated you, unless if you are not buying spare parts and tires and medicine. So or not so?
It's so allergic.
Do you get me? Yet we accommodated them. Is it going to Dubai to bring fake drugs that we cannot do it? Now the plan is drugs now. No Igbo man will again sell drugs in this north. We are going to bring it from Kano. Drugs are brought by air. They are going to open massive coolers, rooms in Kano and import it all north, and maybe whatever want to buy, come and buy from Kano. No Igbo will sell drugs again. We are tired of all this nonsense. We know how to control our places the way they control their own. What we are saying is that we are all Nigerians, but we are going to learn what they are doing in Southeast and do it in the North too. Simple. Yeah. We don't have ancestors, but if Buhari today, as president of this country, want to buy land in the East, he will go and negotiate everything. Tomorrow the chiefs will come and tell him that ancestors made them yesterday night and said they should not sell the land for them. So we don't have ancestors, or we are betraying ourselves. Yeah. We now, our ancestors have told us that we have been careless. That's why we suffered for the past 6 years. We have to wake up now. It's a very serious thing.
Move forward.
No. We cannot, sir. The society is already adulterated. That's why, to be honest to you, let me tell you, to be honest to you, we never wanted Buhari in this law, so we wanted Konkoso.
Yes.
We want,
that's what I'm saying.
If it is Konkoso,
the primary, Konkoso will have defeated Buhari.
Listen to me. Hey, you know the Tinubus and Co prefer Buhari because they can.
He really tried.
Can you hear me? Because Konkoso will have solved this north-south problem for us within 6 months. In Kano, Konkoso gathered all the Igbos and told them that all these drugs that he closed all those fake drugs they are selling in Kano. They know him now. So that's why we wanted Konkoso to be the district. Igbos met in Abuja and warned us after the election that they were the ones in charge of 75% of Abuja is their own. They should be given ministers. Can you imagine? Negotiate and say this is the governor they want with their rulers, everything. Igbo say no, he cannot be governor. Haba. In somebody's land. Habakule. The arrogance is so much. So 10 years ago I warned it. I said the Igbos are building nation within our nation. They will engage us within our nation and reinforce from their nation. That is exactly what we saw during the tenure of Jonathan. Immediately we voted Jonathan. What we did to Jonathan in this north, Igbos in the north, their chiefs, gathered and came to Aso Villa. To the glare of everybody on TV, they say it was nobody that voted Jonathan, but the Igbos were the ones who voted him. Did you not hear that one? Did you not read it? In our own land, Igbo say we didn't vote Jonathan. It was they that voted Jonathan. 2, before elections again, they gathered themselves and came and met Jonathan. I met in Abuja and said that they are directing all Igbos in the north must vote Jonathan. We don't mind. We don't mind. Let them vote anybody. But can you do that in the southeast? They stop us from even voting. Let me answer this. Amina alaikum salam.
Alaji.
Kunzone.
We call in the night. Alaji. Thank you.
Can you hear me? In the southeast, all houses in the southeast were prevented from voting. Find out. Yes, find out. But yet in our own land, they will stand and say that. It is their problem that forced above Lagos to say that if they try to frustrate the decision of the Yorubas, they will send them to ocean. And I'm telling you, after 4 years, at least not we are liberal, but in the southwest, after 4 years, Igbos can never be useful, relevant again in the southeast. Wait and see. In fact, the plan of APC is that they are going to make alliance of northwest economic development. The west has the ocean. Can you hear me?
Yes.
The north has agricultural produce.
Yes.
So what they are going to do, the government is going to develop all the agricultural and mineral resources in the north. And then they will put primary industries here. And then go and export, finally finish them in Lagos or Southwest and export them and bring back the money and share it between the two regions. Let them drink their oil. This is the plan on ground.
Let's just pray for success of Mr. General Barry. For that, his success is our success. For that, we can benefit better.
It's true.
That's our prayer now. That's our prayer here. Everybody is praying for his success for that. If he's successful, everybody is successful.
God help us.
No,
but not to the extent of living the way we are. Our prayer now is that may God remove the influence of the Southeast in our region. That's all what we are praying left and right now. I'm telling you.
I like you, okay.
No. The Boko Haram, these people are catch red-handed with bombs. Who are supplying the weapons? Who killed General Shua? They think we don't know. They were saying that they were revenging what they did to them in Biafra. Biafra was a war. It was a state war, trying to bring them back to the nation. No, be so. Do you get me? Some useless idiots started Boko Haram, but there was hand. Don't worry, investigation will reveal everything now. Don't worry.
Investigation will repeat itself. And you see how confident he is in his ignorance. He was governor. So that is why everything is said. You cannot say we should wish them away. Because if you look at it very well, look at all the businesses and all the markets being burnt down in Lagos, in Ibadan, in Enugu, Aba, Abia, Onitsha, everywhere. Are you paying attention? But one thing that I found out of the old gibberish, he said, is that they were going to give Lagos special status. It's been 6 years. They haven't given Lagos that special status. They were going to build economic partnership, northern Nigeria and western Nigeria with the Yorubas. They're going to build a northern economic partnership whereby they will develop the agricultural produce in the north. And then they will bring them down to the south to finish them as a finished product. And they will ship them out of Nigeria and we'll share the money. Let the Biafrans come with their oil. That's not happening. You know that. And only God knows how many times he mentioned Igbo this, Igbo that, Igbo this. He said they were going to build a coolant, a medical coolant plant in Kano. There will be to refrigerate all the medical things and all. They are going to be importing their own drug. He didn't say they're going to manufacture them. But I don't know if they have built one now. It's been 6 years since Boko Haram came. And Boko Haram have now graduated to the rank of the ISIS. You know what I mean? And this clown is in Abuja making laws for the rest of you. That is the joke that continue to give. How did what he said throughout that audio different from this again? Watch.
One thing I've noticed, Premier, while I've been here, is that Northerners seem to have, I might almost call it, obsession about the Igbos. Could you perhaps explain that to me?
Well, the Igbos are more or less the type of people whose desire is mainly to dominate everybody. If they go to a village, to a town, they want to monopolize everything in that area. If you put them in a labor camp as a laborer, within a year they will try to emerge as headman of that camp, and so on. Well, in the past, our people were not alive to their responsibilities, because you can see from our northernization policy that in 1952, when I came here, there weren't 10 northerners in our civil service here. Then I tried to have it northernized, and now all important posts are being held by northerners.
Is this policy of filling all key posts in the north solely with northerners and not with other Nigerians a temporary or a permanent one?
In actual fact, what it is a northerner first. If you can't get a northerner, then we take an expatriate like yourself on contract. If we can't, then we can employ another Nigerian, but on contract too. This is going to be permanent, I should say, as far as I can foresee, because it will be rather dangerous to see the number of boys who are now turning from all our learning institutions coming out with having no work to do. I'm sure whichever government of the day might be, it will feel rather embarrassed, and it might even lead to bloodshed.
Doesn't this damage the idea, sir, of all people in all regions in Nigeria being fellow citizens of one country?
Well, it might, but you are, new to our region, but how many northerners are employed in the east or in the west? The answer is no. And if there are, there may be 10 laborers employed only in the two regions.
So how is that different from what Shetima said in the audio? It is the ideology. That Ahmadu Bello is dead does not mean that his idea is dead. There are many, many of them living that idea. And many of you have pointed out the AIDS, the kind of AIDS, division, the kind of animosity, the setup, the plan of destruction that they have towards each tribe. And let me tell you something, right? It's a vice versa thing, go. People have gotten to a stage whereby they will say, I don't want to be here, I want to leave, and that. Now, why can't we have that chat? Rather than send military soldiers to go and kill people who are bold enough to say, you see, we are all deceiving ourselves. If all of us get a chance to shoot one person, some of you will pick, anybody from across the Niger that you like to kill just to satisfy that one day if you are given that day of rage. Now, why can't we just all agree that the incompatibility that the politicians who were supposed to unite the people, policies is what unite people, policy of government, right, is what brings people together as a country. And that has to do with a system that allows it. Nigerian system doesn't allow that. It is like war, right? And I don't even know why anybody actually want to be president of Nigeria. Why do you want to be president of a country whereby you know that there is no country, just some few handful praise singers and some other, people who are going to believe in the lies you are telling them. And with time, you will see through the charade and you tell yourself that, man, it is actually a complete joke. So why can't they have that chat? This guy said,
we can no longer go backward. We must move forward. And I said that when you talk about change, the only thing that can bring a lasting change in this country is the implementation of the national conference that all Nigerians gathered to come up with a document and say that if we begin to do things this way, we will change this country for better. These people who are talking about change refuse to participate. They say they will not implement it. So what change are they bringing? every time you listen to them, you see the bitterness in their hearts. Bitter, anger, as if somebody has taken their property. Venom. And I said that, look, you cannot give what you don't have. If you don't have a peaceful heart, a friendly heart, you cannot bring peace to people. For you to bring peace,
you must be a peaceful person. Bokwari is not a man of peace. He's a man of war. He's a man of violence. And what's it in Dubaski? They say Bokwari is a man of war, man of this, man of that. And in Dubaski, some of you should help me. I read some of those things online all the time. That just crack me up. Buhari is a man of violence. He's not a man of peace. No, he doesn't have one. You get what I mean now? And there we are, a mad king in charge. But they know one thing: you're not going to stone them. Sadly.
There must be mass action. There must be mass action. I continue to say people must come out to the streets. You see, one thing about Nigeria is the moment they see the police and the army, they run away. And that's because most of the people who come out actually are not poor people. They are rich men or rich men's children who want to enjoy themselves. The day the poor hit the street, then all of us will be on the run.
All of you will be on the run?
Yeah, including you, you're already on the run, so you're in America here.
Yeah, you're right.
Until that day, which we are all looking forward to, they will push you there. And now that they have declared Sunday Igboho wanted, second time in my lifetime to witness Nigeria declare Sunday Igboho wanted. The first time Sunday Igboho was declared wanted was when it was a private, security to the former governor of Oyo State. The Oyo State governor didn't trust the police, the DSS. And that was the moment Ladoja was having this battle with Obasanjo. Akala was to replace Ladoja. You know the story in Ibadan then, right? So Ladoja relied on Sunday Igboho and his boys to protect him, a state governor. So something happened in Akure. So they wanted to go and hand over flag, party flag, PDP flag. So Ladoja wanted to go for second term, right? But before then, Ladoja was impeached. Akala is is now governor. Ladoja went to court, right? The court returned Ladoja. I mean, we're just few days after the court judgment, they were going to give party flag, PDP governorship flag to their candidates in Akure, all of their Southwest candidates. Akala is their candidate from Oyo, from Ibadan, Oyo, yeah. So Akala, with his own contingent and everybody, they went to Akure. Ladoja also went to Akure. Now, when they go to Akure, the whole thing started, the wahala started. And they didn't know how, I think they said the intention was to kill Ladoja there then. But somehow, Ladoja just disappeared. Like, they didn't know how he got out. Even his own security, his own DSS and all of them, they didn't know how Ladoja left the hotel that they were staying. So therefore, they declared Sunday Igboho wanted, that he kidnapped a state governor. So the commissioner of police, Ondo, commissioner of police in Oyo, attorney general, attorney general, police inspector general in Abuja, they just declared him wanted. Meanwhile, Ladoja and Igboho, they were somewhere else in Ibadan, far away from Akure. And at the end of the day, Igboho came out and he said, well, when they declared me wanted, I was actually living in the government house with the governor. And when they were tired, well, here I am. So this is the second time in my lifetime I'm going to see them declare Sunday Igboho wanted for doing good. He saved the life of a governor. He was declared a criminal wanted. Second time, he stood up for the people that cannot stand up for themselves, spoke for them, promised to defend them, tell them that you can, stand up for yourselves. More people should stand up. Today, they have declared him wanted again. I don't know where he is. I spoke to somebody who is very close to him this morning, and he is fine, very fine. Now, somehow, they might be achieving their aim to run Sunday Igboho out of town, while the real terrorists are being pampered. You, a Yoruba man, you, a Yoruba woman, they have told you it deserves it. Do you really think it deserves that? They've told you to keep quiet. But let me tell you something. You're never going to be on the right side of these criminals for long. Igboho is peaceful. Everyone around them, everyone around them is peaceful. But look at them today. After killing innocent people, kidnapping innocent people, parading them as criminals, declare Sunday Igboho wanted for a crime that we don't have a clue about. And do you really think that's just going to go away? We'll find out. Lagos rally holds tomorrow. I spoke to Koiki this morning as well, and he told me the rally goes on tomorrow. So to everyone who is going to be out, I'm going to say stay safe. Okay? I can't stop you from doing what you would do, because you see, including those who are probably telling you to stay away too, right? They never know how much you feel about this. And in my own way, I don't tamper with people who are determined. So everyone who is going to go out tomorrow, I'm going to say, just be careful. Okay? Be careful. But we know there is going to be more to this. Sunday Igboho is not wanted. Just same way Nigeria declared IPOB a terrorist organization, yet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was everywhere until this setup of kidnapping him. They call it intercepting him. Peaceful protesters or peaceful protest is your human right. They've taken it away from all of you anyway. There is a big one coming. A spontaneous revolution that will now unite the Biafrans, the Oduduwans, the revolutionists. Showore that you have cast away. Some of you are going to embrace him soon. Read my lips. You are going to embrace the ideology of that spontaneous revolution, because yes, that is the vehicle that will eventually get rid of for these charlatans. I'm saying that and read my lips. But you are not agreeing with that yet? Don't worry. Just wait for it. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. I'm going to see you later tonight. If you have the time, please join me. My friend on YouTube, I don't know why I'm not so lucky with you guys all the time, but I have to still do this, okay? We have almost 3,000 of us on YouTube right now, live. And we can only have 400 of us who could take their time to say, well done. Just like I said, I do say, right? Even if you don't like what you're watching, if you don't like me, if you don't agree with me, right? Engage with the video. Give your thumb down. I want to see how many people. All right. So from 400, you can actually take that to 2,000. If 2,000 of you can just leave that chat room for a sec and just give your thumb up and go back on watching. I'm going to see you later tonight. If you have the time, join me. Good morning.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. àní ẹ̀sùn ràjù. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ, àní ẹ̀sùn ràjù. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o, àní ẹ̀sùn ràjù. Tí gómìnà kówó jẹ, àní ẹ̀sùn ràjù. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá, àní ẹ̀sùn ràjù. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o, àní ẹ̀sùn ràjù. Òkúra olóṣèlú, àní ẹ̀sùn ràjù. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì, àní ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dé.